Your purpose is not necessarily what you do. Your purpose is the reflection of who you are. We tend to treat purpose like a specific job title, a creative project, a platform, or maybe a role we haven't stepped into yet. And as long as we see it that way, it's easy to feel like we're not living in our life until it actually looks a certain way on the outside. But if purpose is the reflection of who you are, then it's already present in how you move through your life you have right now. So, where are the areas in your life where you feel resentful or behind because you're not operating in your purpose? Maybe it's a job you're still in. Maybe it's the city you're living in. Maybe it's your current financial reality or the state of your relationships or a season of healing you didn't choose? Where do you quietly tell yourself, when I get out of this, then I will be who I really am? Then I'll be more open. Then I'll be more loving, more creative, more brave, and go after the stuff that I want. There are small ways that we can live out our purpose inside those exact circumstances. The question is less, am I in the right situation yet? And more of, who am I choosing to be in the situation I'm already in? For me, this has become very personal. I created this platform with a very clear intention. I have a purpose for how I'd like this to expand, for the kind of impact I want to make, for the people I want this work to reach. And at the same time, I still have my other life. I still do have another job. There was a season where that felt like the evidence that I wasn't fully in my purpose yet. Almost like the other job, the day life, was blocking me from being the person I felt like I came here to be. But over time, I started to see that there are small ways I can live that purpose in every space that I walk into. I want to be someone who points people back toward their own creative intelligence. I want to be the warm and welcoming and inviting presence where people feel safe regardless of the environment we're in. I want to be someone who, when you encounter me, you feel a little more inspired about what's possible for you, even if your circumstances feel heavy. And I realized that I don't have to wait for my outer life to match some ideal picture before I'm allowed to be that person. I can be that now at my job, in mundane conversations, in rooms that have nothing to do with my work in a formal sense. From there, the question shifts. Instead of why I am not in my purpose yet, it becomes, how many little ways am I ignoring the invitations to embody who I say I want to be? Because so often we're caught up in the story that we're behind, that we're missing the mark, that our current reality somehow disqualifies us. And in that story, we miss the ways that life is constantly presenting us with opportunities to show up that way. We don't have to wait for life to hand us a permission slip. When we choose to embody the version of ourselves we actually want to be, we seek to be, we often find that the reflection shifts faster. This isn't, about a manifestation talk, even though it touches that. It's more so about how reality feels when our attention is oriented toward who we're being rather than only what we're seeing. Even if my reality doesn't yet look the way I ultimately hope it will, and I know it will, I can still feel good about the person I'm being inside of it. A lot of the time, we look at our lives and see all the ways we wish things were different. We measure the distance between who we are and who we think we should be, between the life we have and the life we wish we were living. And then, if we're not careful, that distance can keep us feeling like we're always missing the mark, like we're always outside the game. So the question to you then becomes, who do you choose to be in the middle of your current circumstances? Not later, not now. Who do you choose to be in the job, in this particular season of your life, with the resources and the relationships and the realities you currently have? Every situation we're in, it kind of acts like a portal, a technology that life uses to invite us to evolve, to for us to become a more integrated self, a self that is in relationship with this deeper flow of life moving through us, rather than waiting on it to validate us. It's not actually a conversation about getting what we want as much as it is about being clear on the person we want to be. And it's not by any means bypassing the reality of how life looks. Whether your life is full of circumstances you wish were not present, or full of connection and serendipity, this isn't about pretending any of that isn't real. It's about choosing to direct our attention back toward the formless nature of what's here inside of us, beyond the reflection of what the world looks like on the surface. There is a place in us that isn't defined by how it's going right now. It's simply more fun to live there. Regardless of how often we touch it, we can start to develop gratitude for the moments when we do touch that space. And over time, we end up developing a deeper intimacy with that space inside of us. Life just feels sweeter when you begin to gently remove some of the meaning that you have attached to the reflection. I have this job, so this must mean X about me. I have this much money in my bank account, so this means Y about me. This is how much I'm worth. If I weigh this much, that must mean something about my value. I'm in the middle of a divorce, so that must mean something about who I am. All of those are layers we add on top of our experience, layers of belief we've created that can easily get conflated with the truth. That truth being who we truly are, who is so much bigger than that, bigger than the outer reflection. When we remember that, we're not denying what's in front of us. We're simply refusing to let the reflection be the whole story of who we allow ourselves to be. And that's where purpose and freedom, it starts to feel closer than how they originally looked.